heavy teamfight composition, and now that's going to be Uranus locked in for the side of RSGPH. Looking at the roster of RSG, this is Diablo going into the Joy this time round. Bray, instead of going for the Joy jungle, is going to be going into the Edith jungle?
Edith? Ooh, okay. I'm not a big fan of that because I feel that the Edith jungle...
Bray's Edith jungle? How do you play around the Edith jungle?
Yeah, not too sure about that though. I mean,
oh no,
I don't see
oh
that.
no, it's
going
to be Diablo. Okay, so it's going to be Diablo going back into the Edith and then Break Joy. Okay, now we're on the right track.
Okay, then this makes sense. All right, so we're gonna see for the first time, at least in competitive scene, that Diablo is going to play the Edith, and I think that's going to be a pretty straightforward role for him because it's going to be pretty similar like how a Badang plays. Be together with your team, try to open up some fights, and well, he's the Edith, so he can still take a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, there you go. Aqua and Nate being a little bit cheeky right there, but Diablo will spot him out right there, knock him all the way out. Bougie letting down a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage coming out for the Boy Crystal. I wasn't expecting that.
Wow, that's a very early game aggression there. But on top, so we have Oki and Iman 1v1. This should be Iman advantage because Iman can really spam those abilities onto Oki. So now Oki will be pushed back. But look at who's behind him. A Fedrin. Demon Kite is there. They can sandwich him.
Yep, Demon Kite right here. It's not a Kaja jungler that I was talking about. I think the graphics right there is a little bit wonky, but hold on a second. Demon Kite lands a taunt onto Oki. Oki's only level 2. He has to run for the heals. And Lucian Cutie coming in just in time to support, but Light is already there just in case if RSG wants to counteract. But that is a big problem over the side of Oki because he's now denied away from the farm. And not only just that, Iman has full lane control.
Yeah, at the same time, at the bottom, looks like we might see our first split, but nah, it's a Uranus at the end of the day. So it's not that easy for them to just dish out the dash. Plus, Bray and Diablo, at this point of the game, they still don't have that amount of damage to burst out, especially when you're dealing with Uranus.
I think right here, RSG should just ignore the Uranus, right, bud? And right now, with the first turtle already spawned, Demon Kite already at the turtle pit right there, has a turtle priority. Diablo has his hands full, handling Nets and also Aqua at the same time. Now, because of that rotation, they can rotate easily over to the turtle, but it got reset just a little bit. However, RSG, they're looking elsewhere. They're looking at top.
Oh, okay. It's going to be a 3v2, but I don't think they're going for the jump. I think they're kind of buying time right now for Bray because Bray is doing his thing inside of RGPH's jungle just to distract them a bit. But now they do know that he's there. But at the same time, the turtle is not challenged at all by RSGSG.
Oh, the other side of the screen, you thought that you said that Bray wanted to do something elsewhere on the map, right? He missed the turtle. He tried to counter the jungle, but he lost that fight. He wasn't able to assassinate Eman, and Eman gets to walk free. Given the kill over to this carry that scaled tremendously against Diablo, which is going to be very tanky. Lucian Kitty is also going to be tanky as well. So RGPH right now has a solid lead in the goat lane, and because of that, after taking the turtle, they rotate over, and they know Bray is not there. Light's already starting up. Purple buff already stolen by Demon Kite.
Oh, and look at the bottom lane as well. Look at what's happening there. 2 onto Nats. They're taking a lot of time. They're using a lot of resources. And Nats is just doing what Uranus does, just cutting off waves, and there's almost nothing that RSG can do at this point.
You know what, Cloud? If I play a rank game with a Uranus, and the Uranus is actually just staying in his own lane, he's out of position. That's being in the enemy territory is a Uranus in position, and that's exactly what RSGPH wants to do. See, starts cutting the waves, creating a lot of pressure down bot, and all of a sudden maybe they could just also choke out the mid. If he starts taking 2 lanes, mid lane, Aqua, hold on a second, mid lane, Light, Drax, Bougie, that's gonna be another kill, given over the side of RSGPH. Aqua picks up the clock, he's gonna scale.
I mean, pretty straightforward, right? Like you flicker in, and then you pull one out. Wow, and he had his teammates together with him, so it was all part of the plan for RSGPH. Wow, just again, look at the position of Nats. What are you going to do about this? It's to the point that RSG just totally ignores it.
Yeah, RSG couldn't do anything. They know that Nats know that he doesn't really RSG doesn't really have the damage to deal with him, right? Like Oki is struggling in lane. Nats just immediately cuts 2 lanes, and this also, like I said, pre-ups Aqua, and now because of that, RSG rotation is going to mess up RSG's draft right now. With the second turtle already up, Demon Kite once again being on duty right here. We can look at the position of Bray. I don't think he's already positioned by Lucian QT jumping onto, will be able to find Nats right there. Diablo a little bit of spot of trouble. Aqua and Light trailing in just a little bit. Eye on the edge, slowing down Diablo. Diablo needs to trigger the ultimate right here, right now. If not, he's gonna get busted down. But look at that, the Demon Kite working on the turtle. Lucian QT jumping a little bit low. Bray trying to look for the assassination, but he gets suppressed by Light instead. He gets dragged away, but unfortunately, Bray still walks away with the turtle.
Somehow Bray still managed to do it, but now everyone's onto Nats, but it's not target that they would want. Now, the only thing that they can do to try to counter Nats is that maybe fight fire with fire, like Joy has the same ability of cutting waves as well. So if he's doing that on their own lane, well, might as well Joy. If we reach that power spike, just go and cut the same wave, and they just neutralize each other.
But Cloudy, I don't think the Joy enjoys cutting wave, especially this is a Joy jungle, right? Diablo as this Edith is not a very good hero to cut the wave. So that's why RSGPH is just throwing all these questions over to RSG, and RSG doesn't really have to answer. Immediately you see bottom lane already crack open. Diablo hungry for the farm and already a quarter HP. RSG needs to reinforce down that bottom lane. Lucian QT jumping on top of Nats right here. He's just got a love in concentration. Oh, he's already gone right now, but he's getting us up in the air. Fuji and Diablo doesn't really have the damage to deal with Nats.
Look at this. Nats pulled 3 players from RSG to him. Can you imagine how much space that opens up for the rest of RSGPH? Like, they can just do anything they want up there, and Bray can just be all alone.
Yeah, while we're focusing a lot on down bottom lane, Iman has already secured the shoulder stop, so that is a power spike for the side of RSGPH. Demon Kite, on the other hand, doesn't really need to play, just doesn't need to gank at all, because Nets is creating so much space down bot, right? And now because of that, you know, RSG has a weak EXP lane, RSGPH controls top side instead.
Alright, looks like action's happening here with the real world manipulation on.
Real world manipulation on. Nets will be able to find Bougie. Bougie has to run for the hills right here. Lucian QT a little bit low, cannot kite or peel for the team. Diablo, the first casualty for that team fight right here. Oki doesn't really have the damage right here. RSGPH takes down top as well instead. Light doesn't really have the divine judgment. Oki steps forward, but not in time to defend against this RSGPH siege.
Yeah, and with that kill onto Diablo, they're opening up more space for them to get the turtle. But Brill could be the next one to go down, just like that. Oki goes there with the blazing duet, but not enough damage at this point, especially with Nats being the tank at the front.
Look at Nats, he doesn't really care. Oki is basically tickling him. Pop the concentration and just start running for the kills, right? But hold on a second, he gets immobilized right there. That's A-okay. But on the other side of the map, RSGPH is just raiding RSG bases one by one. Each turret goes down.
Yeah, they're just choking RSG down right now. The moment RSG steps into the jungle, everything is gone. RGPH, they have total control at this point. And now they're doing the opposite of before. Nats is now fully focused on the top lane. And the rest of RGPH focusing onto the bottom lane. They will just take the turrets down one by one that way.
This is an empty forest. RGPH just literally deforested RSG right there, right? There's nothing for Bray to farm. Bray is now a Joy that doesn't really have the damage at all to assassinate everybody. Don't forget, you know, because Diablo was actually put behind by this one Uranus, and now all of a sudden RGPH, they got full control mid, they got full control bot, and RSG, they cannot contest for anything.
And there was like, what, 2 or 3 from RSG onto Nats at top lane earlier on. There was nothing that he could do. And now Bray is in trouble. 4v1. Make that 5 in Nats there, but Bray has the movement speed to get away.
And of course the dash, right? Bray, you know, still managed to get away, but like what I said, there's nothing for the side of RSG to farm. But let's take a look at the emblems right here.
Yeah, if you look at the emblems, so what's interesting about the new emblems is that if you take a, you can actually, it's actually quite flexible, right? It doesn't necessarily that if you are a fighter, you cannot use an assassin, or even if you are an assassin, you cannot use a mage emblem because of one key point: adaptive attack. So that is something that will be used and will be creatively utilized by the team.
I think in this particular match, Sir Cloud, sorry, I keep calling you Cloudy by mistake. But like, you know, I feel like in this particular patch, it's really flexible. You start to see mages instead for going for the mage emblem. They can actually go for the assassin emblem. The magic pen so valuable for mages such as Buji on the Eve as well, or even the Aqua on the Valentina right now. So as we say this, Diablo is just tickling nets. There's nothing to be done right there.
Oh, but there's something to be done in the mid, whereby RGPH happily takes 2, make that 3 kills in the middle. And now Nex is just saying hello.
I can't watch this. RSG, 3 men down, get busted down by just one Aqua shotgun, right? By the first kill of the Valentina. And now RSGPH is knocking down RSG's doorsteps. And then RSG they can't do anything. And, they couldn't scale into the late game. They don't really have this early game rotation. RSGPH is just making a full advantage of this, taking full advantage of this. And that advantage was created by one pick. Next.
And the inhibitor turret is down, and we're only like 10 minutes into the game.
Not only just that, Circle, they're also sending down the Lord down, marching mid at the same time. That's just inching just a little bit. Diablo will try to pick that up. Well, RSG does have enough damage to burst. Next down, that's finally the UN is dealt with. But then again, the Lord finally did clear out. That's also going to be Aqua coming in. The Mutant stolen one, knocking everybody sky high. RSG slowly but surely getting blown up. Evan, free hit, light wheel sliding onto the core. Ladies and gentlemen, RSG needs to try to defend, but unfortunately for RSGPH, not enough minutes to clear it out, but the minutes are streaming in.
Yeah, saved by the minions that are not there. So a little bit more time bought by RSG, but look at the gold gap at this point. It's about 10k gold gap, 28k versus 37k. Items must be a big gap as well.
Yeah, of course. Like you talked about items there, the producer gave you the items to take a look at. Wait, is that ice cream one for the side of Oki?
Oh, it is. And okay, just looking for seeing anything unusual. I think it's pretty much straightforward for all these items. But if we just look at the gap of items, it's about a gap of maybe 40% between the two of these teams when it comes to the build.
I don't understand percentage, but I understand numbers, right? 3.3k in a favor of Eamon as compared to his counterpart. The Claude totally choked out from any sort of farm.
At this time as well, if you look at the items that Lucian QT has, he only has like what? Only one item build, and that's definitely not going to be enough.
Oh, Light goes kidnapping. That's going to be Lucian QT get busted down. Real world motivation laying down by Buji. Finally, Nats still get taken down by Oki, finding the damage finally. But then again, trading one row for one EXP laner, but RSGPH still has 2 open base against RSGHG. Aqua right here looking for some pickup right there. Unfortunately, won't be able to do anything. RSGPH biding time. They can just go for the Lord in the next 20 seconds.
Yeah, and I guess that's why it doesn't matter that to RSGPH that Lucian QT becomes the first target, because he only has 1 dominance ice and nothing else. So he'll be easily knocked down by RSGPH. Hence, he will be the first target, and it will be okay for him despite being a tank.
Yeah. Circle, I feel like looking back on this, RSG, they do not know what to do right here, right? The plan that they wanted in the early game, they want to play standard, but RSGPH says no. I'm gonna force you to be a little bit uncomfortable by covering 2 lanes at the same time. And now, like RSGPH, you start to see how they're abusing the fact that RSGPH doesn't really have game plan going into this particular game. And that's also caused that Kuja actually left the roster and now is in Todak, right? So RGSG, this is not a very good showing for the first series of the day.
Yeah, it is a tough game for them. I mean, just look at the turrets. They only managed to get like 1 turret and 1 turtle at the early stage of the game, and that's about it. But I do like the fact that RGPH, despite them having this level of dominance, they're still very disciplined to take the Lord, still to push out the lanes before making this move.
Oh, Diablo gets knocked out, taunted right here. Demon Kite, ooh, Diablo gets us down, no way. Ray coming in for the flank at the same time, trying to make something to work, but
there is also provides a lot of tankiness, especially when it comes to team fight. So I believe that it's going to be more of a team fight composition. Kaja is probably going to go for the first pick off.
Yeah, definitely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on to game number 2 we go. You saw it on the player screen as well. It is RGPH currently up match point right now in this first series of the day. RGPH starting the series strong, starting this Snapdragon Pro Series Challenge Final strong at the same time. And of course, like I said, may potentially lead into bigger stages.
Yeah, no big invasions here for either side as compared to before. Before, I guess it's because they had the Uranus. That's why they're like, okay, let's just totally dominate one lane at the bottom. Uranus gets a few levels, and then he starts doing his thing behind the turret. So this time around, not really so. We might see a lot more river battles here, but losing QT goes in on the Aqua.
Yeah, really good rotation coming up for RSG. Remember just now, in between game number 1 and game number 2, RSG needs a solid plan. That was a solid plan right here, right? Getting Bougie to level 2 and Diablo level 2 quickly, and you don't see Light around in their area. Light is stuck at level 1, so which means that RSG has more kill potential right now, and now because, hey, wait, hold on a second, RSG Brain is already at level 4.
Oh, okay. Really catching up. But okay, Bougie seems to be in trouble. Same goes for losing QT as well. Oh no, we can see the first blood here, and yes, it's by Demon Kite.
Yeah, the decimation coming off Demon Kite really strong right here. By the way, he goes for the quantum charge, means that he has more sticking power onto that particular hero. So RSG right here, starting the game, like I said, really strong, right? You give Demon Kite the first kill, means that he's gonna snowball even faster as compared to others. Now, RSGPH, something also I want to ask is, Demon Kite, are you going to be going for the tank Martyrs or damage Martyrs? Because I think in this patch, you go for damage Martyrs now.
Oh, okay. I've seen a good amount of Martyrs recently at the tournament as well, and a lot of them just go for damage because you can also pick the emblem that is let's see here.
Festival Blood?
Yeah, that will give him a lot more life steal.
Sorry, Carl, gonna have to stop you here. That's a penalty zone. Catching 3 members. Demon Kite will be able to take down the turtle for now. That's a reward manipulation. Putting down by Bougie right here. Light walks away, but Diablo is the one that has to flicker away. RSGPH, they not only just take 1 kill earlier just now in the game, they also take away the turtle.
Ooh, okay, so that's going to be a first win there for RSGPH. Again, just like before, but this time around RSG, at least they put up a little bit more fight towards the main objective, but it's still good towards RSGPH. Okay, waiting for the right moment. Light, he does have the Divine Judgment, but he doesn't have the Flicker.
Yeah, he missed that one, unfortunately. So no flicker for now for the next 19 seconds for the side RSGPH. So RSG can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief for now. Doesn't really have the flicker judgment combo wombo in the second turtle fight. So that's maybe a small little window opportunity. RSG can play around, but this time around, no. Iman has brought friends.
Okay, they want to go for the flicker for the Oki, but this is where they are being the bodyguards for Oki, right? But look at the backline.
Oh, backline reward manipulation this time around by Aqua as well. Demon Kite trying to fight front to back as well. That's one big ultimate taken away by RSG. But Diablo, look at his rotation. He's forgetting about EXP lane. Just take a look at the bottom lane. Nuts is actually once again having a free lane, but this time around, Bray throwing down the baby shark at the same time. The turret energy gets shut down to around 25% as well. It's going to be Bougie letting down the Void Crystal. We'll be able to find Demon Kite right here. He spins around, will not be able to find anything, but RSG ignoring the bottom lane, but they get some form of a small little lead up top.
Nats is still playing like how he would play a Uranus. He's just like going onto the backline, just cutting the waves, and now the turret is kind of low in terms of the gold plating. But we might see a fight at the river here with Diablo all alone, and they're in for the chase.
Yeah, Diablo looking at the burst damage coming out. This is different than Diablo this time around as compared to game number 1. Now RSG though, they're focusing around Nats. RSGPH managed, but hold on a second, that's Light. The deadly catch already used, the Divine Judgment right there. And now the jungle for RSG is already gone. RSGPH, look at Demon Kite on cue, walks up to the turtle pit, and this turtles is there.
Not able to challenge. We do see that losing QT is there, but there's nothing much that he can do. And now they're going in for the top. Oki is in trouble. No Divine Judgment, so he's a little bit lucky there.
Yeah, nice juke right there, but Aqua this time landing down the pistol. Demon Kite coming for the fight instead. That's gonna be Oki gets taken out right underneath the safety of the turret. But Oki, thank God for the turret, does have Demon Kite to kill off.
But till now, nobody's able to answer what Nats is doing at the bottom lane. He's still cutting waves. He's doing what an Uranus would do, just this time in the body of a Terizla. But we might see a kill here on the Iman, but Like is there to stop losing QT.
Yeah, Iman walks away with one thought, but with all said and done, right? Diablo, I think his rotation is a little bit wonky, but Bray coming in, he gets busted down by Aqua's reward manipulation. Bougie wasn't able to land down the suppressing fire, but look at Diablo, he's playing a solo game right now. Take a look. He take down mid lane turret just now. That's the first turret of the game for game number 1. A bit of a fighting chances for RSG this time around. Now he's going to be working down bot instead.
Oh, okay, Diablo all alone. Oh no, he's going to be sandwiched as Light comes behind. Light, he does have the Divine Judgment. Pulls him back, pretty straightforward combo.
Yeah, but at least he gave up his life for the bottom lane turret now. I think RSGSG, you can see the turret damage later during the post-game stats. Diablo actually does more damage to turrets, but that's a reward manipulation by Bougie. Light coming in, just dancing around, not too sure what to do, but Lucian Kitty jumps, but Bougie deactivates the reward manipulation, so Lucian Kitty just body blocks RSGSG's plan for now.
Oh, Nats is now at the top lane, so he's like going to the opposite. It's like, okay, let me try and draw your attention to me as much as possible, opening up more space, but we got Demon Kite coming behind. Diablo can't do much alone.
Yeah, the first kill drill coming in actually hurted Oki right there. Now, Diablo going to be 1v1 against Nats. The only thing that Diablo has is the fact that he doesn't run a mana, and now Bray might find himself in a spot of trouble. Diablo coming in, trying to land out of support, but he's a little bit too late. Decimation from Demon Kite seals that deal.
Oh, keep your eye at the bottom, and now Aqua gets another kill. Lucian QT not gonna get out of this.
Well, with him flicker, Light was a little bit slow on the Divine Judgment likely for that one. But RSGSG, like I said, so many resources already burned just for that bottom fight. But they still have bottom lane turrets still up though. But RSGPH, this is the third turtle in their game. Of course, you know, they're very stable in the terms of economy. They got the 7-kill lead at the same time. They're looking very stable.
Yeah. And looking at the formula that RSGPH is doing, Uranus on that's going to be the same. But at the same time, we're going to see a fight here in the middle.
Light Divine Judgment, unfortunately, won't be able to land down any form of kill coming up for RSGSG. But hold on a second, Diablo comes in, busted down Light, and now he walks away. He is the assassin this time round in game number 2.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go for the back line, but not the front line.
Penalty zone, catches two, Demon Kai looking for more. The decimation will not be able to lose. But Koji using the Divine Judgment, just dragging Demon Kai. That's going to be a shutdown this time around, going in favor of RSG. But then again, RSGPH though, like I said, they're very stable. They still take down mid, but look at Diablo on the other side, playing a solo game, up top, taking down turrets for his team.
Look at the confidence for RSGPH. I mean, they even turret dive, taking the damage, where they know that, okay, we can't tank that amount of damage, but as long as you can trade it with a kill, why not? And with that, he still has that goal amount gap, goal lead gap of about 3k between the two of them. But if we can't do the math right, 311, 3k, it's not that bad for RSGSG.
Sorry, I was trying to count right here. I'm very bad at math. But then again, you know, RSGPH, Diablo this time around is actually able to output the damage this time around with Lucian QT. The push coming in. That's going to be my next pin against the wall. Bougie will gladly take down the kill. Demon Kite coming in, laying down. But Bougie this time around suppressed by Light as well. The Deadly Cat's going in, zoning out. Ima will get caught up on the damage coming out from Oki. Finally, that's a shutdown. Give it over side to RSGSG. Diablo going for more. Aqua the next target for now. But RSGSG will disengage. They take down 2 at the price of 1.
Yeah, RSGPH tried to go in for the backline, but RSGSG got the backline covered, so that was an unfortunate case for them. They almost got it, but I get the idea. Like, okay, always go for the backline, especially if you have any mage at the backline. You got Bougie there, or even like an Oki there, because Oki is a Leslie. The distance is always there. You always want to try to aim for that backline, and that's exactly what they did. But we might see an engagement at the bottom lane, but because they know it's Nats, well, I guess it's also because he's tanky enough at this point that they don't want to make that engagement.
Yeah, I think, Lucian QT just decides to not pull that trigger right there. But don't forget, RSGPH, they really forcing the issue right here. Lucian QT, oh my goodness, he disappeared from the land of dawn. And now RSGSG doesn't really have any form of engagement. Light, by the way, does burn away the Divine Judgment. Look at Diablo going, that's a burst damage going on Light. Not enough to seal the deal for now. That's a lot taken secured by RSGPH. The penalty zone, and Emperor's Passion, Deadly Catch just to D-zone, just to push RSGPH away. But RSGSG still losing 2 members right there. Man, it's gonna be an uphill battle for RSGSG. There were signs of life right there, but RSGPH says no, slap them down to where they belong.
Ooh, okay, just looking at the item build, not much of a tanky build here for the side of RSGSG. So even like for RSGSG, okay, I don't see a dominance ice yet, and I think that is much needed, especially if we're going up against a Terizla. So none of them are building that as an early game. So they will have a problem actually dealing with Terizla, especially during the mid stages if they don't have that finish. And the fact that they have a problem farming now, it's going to be a big issue for them.
I agree, right? I really feel like I agree the predicament Illusion QT is, right? He's getting bursted down by everybody but it's out RGPH. Oh, lightning goes fishing right here just a little bit. Diablo burns a flicker. That's going to be a snipe coming off from Iman. Will not be able to land down the shot, but RGSG once again gets locked back down into base. RSGPH, the deforestation coming out against RSGSG. There's not a single jungle creep left for Bray to take.
Oh, okay. This is where RGSG will be forced to turtle. At the moment they come out, there's nothing left in the forest. Like what you said, deforestation, and even if they come out, well, RGPH will be waiting for them to pounce onto them as well.
And not only just the fact that deforested everything, they burn away the leaves as well. There's literally nothing for the side of RGSG can do too far. Well, Diablo finds one jungle crypt that was left alone by RGPH, but then again, the damage has been done, right? Oki and Bray are starving for gold. RGPH does have a lot of burst damage. If your role can get busted down, what say the other members of RGSG?
So this is now very difficult for RGSG. Like, how are they going to engage in the first place? They need to wait for RGPH to make that first move. But speaking about moves,
Demon Knight moving, light flicker forward. That's Diablo. This time around will go to hell. Unfortunately, RSGPH sends him down to the grave. Muji right here stole away the Divine Judgment. Maybe he could make a play right here. Lucian Kitty bouncing around. That's also Demon Knight chasing after Lucian Kitty. But RSGPH, that's a penalty zone. Catching 3 members. Emma just on Bray. Lucian Kitty following soon. Just 2 members left from the side of RSGSG. RSGPH not going to pursue it even further. Continues to deforest RSGSG already dried up forest.
and when Buji got away with murder, he was like one last hit away from being taken down. And now speaking about taking down RSG, no one to take down the inhibitor turret at the mid, and there's nothing much that Buji can do, but Diablo is here.
Oh no, Diablo gets dragged down to the grave once again, giving his life over to the RSGPH gods. And not only just that, because EXP lane is already down, RSGPH makes a beeline over to the Lord.
Oh man, this is going to be another difficult round here for RSG to come back. The gap is now 7k difference between the two of them, and like what you said, deforestation, the moment they come out, nothing's left for them.
Oh wait, hey, there's an endangered orange buff right there, so that's something that, you know, Bray can possibly work around. But RGPH though, they've already got a Lord in their tow, sending him marching down, should be clashing very soon in the mid lane. Buji unfortunately on the Divine Judgment, not a real world manipulation, so there's no high ground on the side of RGSG. The Lord will charge.
There's nothing much that they can do to defend their inhibitor turrets. Unfortunately, they need to defend inside, as now RSGPH will be the bodyguards of the Lord. But oh, okay, no, they're gonna let the Lord go for now, and instead focusing onto the bottom lane. And this should be the moment for RSGPH to just take down the inhibitor turret. RGSG, they don't have the...
He's charging up. He's able to catch Light Zone. He's going to be finally busting his counterpart down. Dimakai going into Decimation will not be able to seal the deal for now. Nibru's Passion just zoning away. Aqua letting down the suppression fire, locking down RSG to make sure they don't get any form of creative decisions right here. Emma, the snipe, finds the escaping RSG member right in between the eyes as he tries to run away. Never back away, the sniper, but this time around, even Oki, the Leslie, the snipe, doesn't do any damage against RSGPH onslaught. And Deadly Catch is the last result from the side of RSGSG right now, with the last wave of minion marking down, but an the shotgun flicker going in. RSGSG, this is too much that it can handle against RSGPH.
Well, luckily no minions left, so they gotta back out anyway and reset themselves and wait for the next wave of the minions before they go in. Or they're gonna take their time because now they have control, going for the Lord instead, but Nats could be in trouble.
Oh, there's a lot. Well, okay, at least Nats this time around gets down, but this time around, RGSG doesn't really have real world manipulation. Now, Light will be able to drive Bray all the way in. Iman tried to kill for the team, but unfortunately, he actually gets busted down. But he brings down somebody along the side. Lucian Q credited for the kill. Dimakai, that's a decimation. That's a double kill going in. It's just Diablo against the world. It's just Diablo solo killing. Okay.